Hi everyone, my name is Nicole, and today we are going to discuss how to grow your stevia plant and how to use it as a sweetener. And before we start off on how we could grow our stevia plant in the comfort of our own home, um, there's some things you need to remember. Number one, to give you some word of wisdom, you don't need to be a professional farmer to grow stevia. So good thing for those people who don't have experience with farming or gardening. Don't worry. Stevia is a quite sensitive plant, but it can be cultivated. It can be cultivated in climate zones like Florida and southern Canada. And raising stevia is an achievement in your backyard or balcony. And we have been deprived of its positive health benefits due to its rocky road experience with FDA. I believe you heard it that FDA didn't approve stevia back in 2008 because um, they're questioning the safety of stevia for human consumption. But later on, Pepsi and Coca-Cola announced that they'll be using stevia extract as part of their major products. And FDA now approved some of this extract and declared that these extracts found in stevia is safe and fit for human consumption. So I think it's all about the money. And during that time, stevia is one of the biggest threat on multi-billion-dollar artificial sweetener business. So probably that could be one of the aspects why FDA didn't approve FDA as a safe sweetener that time. But don't worry, because now FDA actually approved stevia, and many have been using it, especially people in Japan, China, Korea have been using it for decades. And so far, the people who have been using it experiencing good benefits out of it, and no major health issues due to taking stevia. All right, so let's go back into planting then. Um, so the next step is start your own stevia patch. You could start by planting seeds. The success rate is not that promising. So if you are a beginner, you don't have any experience with gardening or farming, definitely planting seeds is not for you. Rather, buy garden ready stevia starter plants instead of planting seeds. That way, you can cultivate the stevia much easier. And remember that not all stevia plants are equal when it comes to stevia side content, which is the basis of how sweet the plant will be. So always ask the herbalist which stevia plants have high stevia side content if you want the superb sweetness. Especially you are growing as a particular stevia species in your garden. So make sure that you get the best stevia species that contains high stevia side, and to make sure that it's very sweet and it's going to satisfy your sweet tooth. In order for you to make sure is get your plant from Paraguay or Brazil, because they produce highest quality of stevia and the sweetest stevia species ever. And remember that stevia is sensitive to cold temperatures. So wait until the off-frost is past and soil temperatures are well into the 50s and 60s before transferring the plants to your garden. And observe proper distance to each other, approximately 20 to 24 inches apart, to ensure proper nutrition and ventilation. I know these are very basic, so I'm sure that you're pretty familiar what to do on this one. But for stevia plants, it's 20 to 24 inches apart. Okay? And what is proper feeding and care for your stevia plant? Stevia plant is perfect in a good, loamy, and healthy soil, like other plants. And stevia plants, the same kind in which common garden variety plants have in common. Um, you need to have very fertile soil. in order for you to produce good crops. Since the feeder roots tend to grow quite near the surface, it is a good idea to add compost for extra nutrients in the soil, especially if your soil is, is not that loamy, or if it has a sandy texture. Then add compost, okay, to make sure that it's your plant is gonna survive and grow. And do not overwater. Your one of the common mistakes beginners do is stevia is very sensitive in cold weather, especially in developmental stage. The roots and the roots are adversely affected by excessive levels of moisture. So make sure that you just watering your plants enough, not too much. And all right, make sure that the positioning of your plants, it has a good water flow. What I meant by that is the location is not easily flooded, or not easily potting, to a point that the soil becomes so muddy. Extra care is necessary during summer. Your stevia plant is sensitive during winter, but very fragile during summer because of possible hydration. So frequent watering and adding compost will ensure healthy stevia plant. So make sure that frequent. So what I mean by this is you frequently water your plant, but you don't overdo it. So frequent watering, but little watering each time. Okay, and stevia plants respond well to fertilizers with a lower nitrogen content than fertilizers with phosphoric acid or potassium content. Most organic fertilizers have lower nitrogen and can release nitrogen slowly. All right, so harvesting rules. Uh, there are so many harvesting rules. However, I summarize this because I don't want to confuse you. If you're a beginner, sometimes you don't understand uh, why is that, why this and that, So I just counted three rules when it comes to harvesting. Don't harvest early, because harvesting should be done as late as possible, since cool autumn temperatures and shorter days tend to intensify the sweetness of the plants as they evolve into a reproductive state. While exposure to frost is still to be avoided, covering the plants during an early stage frost can give you the benefit of another week's growth and more sweetness. And another thing is cut the branches instead of picking the leaves. When the time does come to harvest your stevia, the easiest technique is to cut the branches off the pruning shears before stripping the leaves. As an extra bonus, you might also want to clip off the very tips of the stems and add them to your harvest, as they're up to contain much stevicide as compared to leaves. So, don't throw off those branches. Include them to your harvest. And if you live in a relatively frost-free climate, your plants may well be able to survive the winter outside, provided you do not overcut the branches too short. All right. In that case, your most successful harvest will probably come in the second year, and 3-year-old plant will not be as much productive and should be replaced with new cuttings. All right. And so let's say you harvested your plant perfectly. So the final stage will be drying. Why you need to dry your leaves? So that the leaves could have a longer shelf life, and it is much more convenient to use. So once all your leaves have been harvested, you need to dry them. This can be accomplished by using a screen or net. The drying process is not one that requires excessive heat. More important is good air circulation. So on a moderately warm fall day, your stevia crop can be quick dried in the full sun in about 12 hours. But another thing you need to remember is you don't overdo the drying, because too much drying will reduce the sweetness of the leaves and also the quality. So make sure you just sit the leaves in for about 12 hours only. More than that, it's too much. Um, if you don't have time to spread the net and lay the leaves manually, well, you can use a home dehydrator and you know to dry the leaves. But and what I know is it costs that much for a home dehydrator. But that's another option for you though. And once you have the dried leaves version of stevia, you can crush it either by using your hand or coffee grinder or a special blender for herbs. And and another way to enjoy stevia sweetness is by making stevia extract. Stevia extract can be used for sweetening dishes. If you are into juices, then you can use the extract to sweeten those food sources. And a way for you to make an extract out of stevia is to add a cup of water to 1/4 cup of fresh crushed stevia leaves. And this mixture should be set for about 24 hours and refrigerate it. And there you go, you have it, extract of stevia ready to be used whenever you want. So here we go. We're done with how to plant your stevia, how to use it as a sweetener. It's really easy. Once you have the crushed or the grounded version of stevia, you can use it sparingly in your coffee, in your juice, whatever. Use it like a sugar, like sugar. So it's really easy. And just to give you more information of stevia, about stevia, stevia came from Paraguay. Um, it is around it's been around for 200, for centuries already. It has been used by Paraguayan tribes as their medication, as a sweetener, as part of their skincare, and many other health uses. And stevia is known to have very nutritious leaves. Each leaves contain a high dosage of vitamins and minerals and antioxidants. And stevia is 200% sweeter than regular sugar, so little stevia goes a long way. And that's what makes stevia stands out among other sweeteners, because it is 200% sweeter than sugar, yet it doesn't contain it doesn't contain calories. Um, if you will check other natural sweetener alternatives like agave, molasses, honey, they're they're good natural sugar replacements. However, they contain calories, and some of them even contain higher calories than regular sugar. But the difference is they're fully packed with nutrients and vitamins, that's beneficial for your body. So I'd rather use stevia because I'm trying to lose weight. It's perfect. Same thing. Same thing. It has full of nutrients, no calories, but really sweet. So all the things I'm looking for is in stevia sweetener. And so there are so many questions about stevia. So the number one question I get from the viewers is the safety. Is it safe? A lot of tests has been conducted, and there's only one conclusion, that stevia is fit and safe for human consumption. And there was some research that stevia extract might cause mutation in the cells that could possibly cause cancer and infertility. Um, just to justify this one, there is no long-term research to prove that stevia is actually, is gonna cause infertility and cancer by using it long-term. Animal tests were done. Test subjects were fed with extreme high dosages of stevia, and most of them did, none of them show any symptoms of cancer and infertility. So these allegations are just myth, and no research will prove that. So And most of the test subjects, it also a research was conducted to diabetic people. Most of them tolerated the side effects and didn't show any harmful side effects, especially cancer and fertility. None of those symptoms shown on the results. So I am very definitely sure that stevia is good for human consumption, because I'm personally taking it, and I'm recommending it to my loved ones who need to cut back on sugar, like my grandmother. And she's doing really good, and she's loving the stevia. And I wish you will love it too. And can you use stevia as a sugar replacement? Definitely, yes. 200% sweeter than sugar, no calories. I cannot ask for more. It's perfect for diabetic people and for those who are trying to lose weight. And what type of stevia to use? Well, there are so many stevia forms in the market today. You can find it in liquid form, tablet form, refined powder form, but I'd rather use the dry leaves version, the one that, the one I just taught you to do, because there I'm sure that I'm not, taking any chemicals or preservatives, because of the processes they're doing to produce the product. So I use a dried leaves version, and this is a major debate going on for artificial sweetener and stevia. Which one is better? Um, Number one, artificial sweeteners are not natural. It can cause serious health problem in the long run. It is full of chemicals to begin with. It can cause weight gain. It can cause unstable blood sugar and prolonged side effects. Um, Artificial sweeteners are not natural. The first reason will definitely prevent me from taking artificial sweetener. Always remember that when you were ingesting something that is not natural, it does harm to your body. Your body reacts to it, and there will be potential health damage that it could cause you. So you are doing your body harm than good. So I'd rather use the organic alternative sweeteners. I'd rather use the molasses, even if it has calories. I am sure that it is organic and free from chemicals. So, and why choose dry leaves instead of the powder form? I put up a video discussing what Truvia does to stevia extract and why it is unhealthy. So, just to give you a brief story about it, refined stevia powder contains very minimum amount of stevia. It is processed with chemicals. It is definitely not natural, because when you say natural, natural means it's free from preservatives, additives, or anything that is not organic. So unfortunately, Truvia contains a lot of non-organic materials, even highly toxic chemicals. So, and essential nutrients has been stripped off, so not really worth your money and not worth your time. And why use dried leaf stevia as a sugar replacement? So many reasons. It's natural and safe. It's full of benefits. Helps you become independent from sugar. It is a healthier option, deliciously sweet, contributes to your all over wellness, and it has so many health benefits. Aside from it helps you lose weight because it suppresses your appetite. It gives you this radiant glow that all women love. So if you are a woman and if you have these blemishes because of eating too much sugar, sugar does something to your skin and it's nasty. So if you want, if you don't want to grow faster than your age, then switch to alternative sugar replacements such as stevia. Stevia is perfect because it's full of nutrients, and it has antioxidant properties that slow down the signs of aging, and it really shows. So right now I'm losing a lot of weight, and many people have noticed that my skin became blemish free. I used to have lots of breakouts because of eating too much chocolates. I know chocolates has something to do with it because whenever I binge out, that's the time I have blemishes on my face. So yeah. So, from the time I started using stevia, my cravings for sweets like chocolates, candies, the ice cream, you name those delicious things, my blemishes slowly faded away, and it's really visible right now that I have a fairer skin, and I'm enjoying the benefits that stevia provides. And where to buy dry leaves? I know for a fact that a lot of us have work. We have career. We have families to tend to, and sometimes we don't have even time to water our garden, right? And if you don't have the time to plant your own stevia, because believe me, it will take a lot of work and effort. So if you don't have the time, get your supply from Paraguay and Brazil, because the farms there use organic materials to produce good crops. They don't use pesticide that could harm you, and potentially transferring it to the dried leaves of stevia. And the good thing is they are very professional when it comes to drying it. They know exactly what they're doing. And if you don't know where a local farm to get your supplies from, I know where to go. And just click a link below. The link below my video is going to take you to the website. It's where I get my supplies from. um, they're very they're they're a very good supplier. They deliver on time. The product is 100% sure quality. I can guarantee that. And yeah, if you do have questions about stevia and how to plant, or if you have experiences in planning, if you have problems, I'd like to put up a community. So just go ahead and put your comment below, and we'll make a discussion, and we could probably give out tips to each other on how we can grow our plants and how to be healthier, right? And how we can use stevia and maximize its benefits. So I hope you learned something today, and thank you very much for watching my video. And I wish you to be healthier and make the good choices. All right, so thank you and have a great day.